get started. Oh, Jesus. It's smoky in here. Welcome to Machine God Eats, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live. If you're watching this back on the run back, welcome to the channel. I don't want this to be full with dead air, but we are going to get into a couple of things in this live. Me being a nerd and the topic of marrying nerds being all over TikTok right now and all over the internet. I kind of wanted to talk about it, having been a nerd myself. But before I get into it, I just wanted to go ahead and say that I absolutely hate Mondays. So when I have a Monday to myself, when I have a Monday off, it feels really good. And today I had Monday off, and I was supposed to get a whole lot of stuff done. I did do a little bit of cleaning and all of that, but I was supposed to go out there and work out. I was supposed to go film some content downtown. I didn't know that the No Kings protest was going on this weekend. I would have went down there and got some footage. I hope this live is running okay, because I went back and watched the replay, and my lives be fucking stuttery as hell. The last live I did off of this internet, and this internet is ass. The internet I pay for here in the room is T-Mobile. Well, my girl pays for it, but it's pretty ass when it comes to uploading. So sometimes this run back can be a little stuttery, but I'm trying to do it just from my phone's internet right now. But I was supposed to go downtown, get some footage. I would have got some footage this weekend, but this weekend I had to work. I worked Saturday, which is, I prefer to work on Saturdays as opposed to Mondays. I ain't gonna even hold you up, because by 3 o'clock on a Saturday, I'm already done with my day. So it don't really matter to work on Saturday, because Saturday night is all mine anyway. And Mondays just make me feel dead inside getting up. When I was in high school, what up? Yeah, oh yeah, you right in the beginning of the live too. I'm gonna get into it. When I was in high school, I turned 18 as a senior because my birthday's in October, and actually I ended up getting out of high school late because I had to go to summer school for some other shit. But anyway, but when I was in no, I know, I got what you meant. I got what you meant, Silence. But when I turned 18 in high school in my senior year, I stopped going to class, and that's why I had to go to summer school in high school, because I just completely stopped going to class on Mondays. I just wasn't going to do it. And at the time, I had got with my kid's mom, and she and I would be on the phone until all hours of the night, especially on the weekends. So I would just use that as an excuse. I'm too tired to get up, go and do this. I always hated Mondays, and I always liked a good Monday to chill, honestly. But D.L. Hughley's daughter, I did a short responding to a couple videos from D.L. Hughley's daughter's TikTok page. And on her TikTok page, she uses her I guess clout or her viewership to, like, admonish men. Like, really, she just like, fuck men, this, like, which is her prerogative. But the thing about it is, she's married to this doctor, this black doctor, this pediatrician guy, right? And she gets online and she talks about, her sexual history and all this other stuff, which is her prerogative and all that. But a lot of people look at that, especially men, look at that as disrespectful, because what it does is it embarrasses him, her husband, right? So, like, if he's, providing this life for you, why would you still want to get online and talk about how you were getting ran through by niggas in dirty socks? And that's like what people were saying, like, that's crazy. But her point was, you marry a nerd, right? You have your fun with the niggas, right? But ultimately, you marry a nerd. You marry the nigga that's gonna take care of you. You marry the safe guy that's built up his life a little bit. And a lot of people are taking issue with that, because for years, men have been saying that that's the MO, and have been getting a lot of pushback saying that, no, that's not it. Women just have their preferences, and they're not necessarily using these nerdy guys or these guys that have, like, put their life together to have a better life for themselves after they, used their youth to get what people say ran through. I don't like to say ran through, because not all these ladies are getting ran through. Some of them just had a couple bad relationships and ended up with a few kids. That's not necessarily ran through, right? You know what I'm saying? Why Mr. Anderson? Why? You know, but like I look at that and I say they'll use that guy who had the discipline to not, let's say, get his money fast, or to the guy that used his youth to establish a future for himself. Because, like a lot of nerds have a lot of foresight. A lot of nerds take his black card. Why? Jesus. A lot of nerds have a lot of foresight when it comes to like trying to build their future. If there's not like all these outside forces, a lot of nerds will put together a path for themselves, and by the time usually they're my age, their life is a little bit more comfortable, or they're in a middle class situation to where they could, potentially be like a provider or whatever for some people. And people look at that as like a negative, like her getting on there saying that, especially after all of the pushback guys have gotten over this last few years talking about nerds. And once a woman has been past her prime, all of a sudden she wants to settle down with these nerdy guys. So she gets on here, she says how she was getting ran through by Do Dirty in dirty socks. Literally, good evening, D Skizzle, welcome in. And people have taken issue with that. Now I'm just gonna go and talk about, like, I've been a nerd, if you want to call it that, my whole life, obviously, right? And I remember back in school that my whole thing back in school was to like avoid trouble for the most part. And I didn't like being around extra people, and I liked my free time. I guess that's what it was, right? I liked to do what I like to do. And at the time, what I liked to do the most was video games. This is what I like to do, right? And in the 90s, right, especially in the 90s, being a gamer wasn't like it is today, right? Being a gamer is associated with like, nerdy shit, but for the most part, gaming in 2026 has a mainstream audience too, because gaming is so broad now. I came up in a time when gaming was still maturing, right? So, like my first system was an Atari. So I got to see the progress of video games from the Atari 2600 through the NES, which we ended up getting. Like one of my first Christmases I remember is getting a NES, getting Super Mario Brothers, and our family playing that shit on the freaking CRT TV that we had. Big wooden ass CRT TV that we had sitting in the living room. That's one of my fondest memories. And so from there all the way up into the 90s, into the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, and then from there you had the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation. I remember the first time I ever even heard, what up? I used to go to UNLV. Oh, what's up? All right, welcome in. How did you like living in Vegas? I'm so juiced. We live, we live, Mr. Darling. Welcome in. Duck Hunt, right? And my regular Nintendo came with the gun and Duck Hunt. And at first we didn't get how, we didn't even, my dad and my mom, we didn't get how to use it. Like, we were like, what the fuck is this? Like, we thought it was with the controller. And then we was like, oh, look, you can see. That shit just brought back memories, bro. We just brought back memories. What up, Gaston? Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. We're back in 1982. I could toss a pigskin over a quarter. That's what's up. But coming up, like, like being into that shit didn't make you necessarily popular. You know what I'm saying? Especially with like the popular crew. I was always real social and I talk a lot. So I would always talk to everybody about video games. And one of the things that I realized at an early age is that most people like video games. Even if they didn't come out and say, oh, I'm a gamer or whatever, most people liked some type of game, or they were knowledgeable about, the rivalry between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. You had the rivalry between the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. That shit was important to me coming up. Important. It was everything to me. And even, being a young adult with, the rise of the internet and being able to play with people across the world and stuff, I was able to make friends, all over the place and all that stuff. A lot of people didn't understand that lifestyle until, I would say, the last 10 years or so. You understand? Like, where it's more of an acceptable thing, right? But even still, a lot of people get a lot of pushback for being gamers, right? I think SNL even just did a skit about toy collecting, for instance, making fun of I thought the shit was hilarious because the fucking skit is true. Like everything that they did in the skit was true about niggas, you know, and I'm saying niggas being I'm niggas, you know, want to pose the toys a certain way and play with them a certain way because the characters, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I can poke fun of myself, but being a nerd, you've always gotten some level of like people making fun of you for being into this shit. It just comes with the territory. And to being into the even comics, bro, comic book characters and stuff into the Marvel universe became like a big deal, was not mainstream. If you was into that shit, especially the older you got, it was like, why you still into like superheroes? You know that shit ain't real. Like the fuck, I know it ain't the fuck. A fucking course I know it ain't real, right? You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all. Like, and so when a lot of nerds, especially nerds my age, look at the climate, and it's like, bro, a lot of nerdy people have always just been who they are, and they express who they are without worrying about necessarily the judgment of the mainstream, right? Like, because at some point, being cool and liking what you like outweighs whatever the cool shit is, right? Like, if the cool shit in high school was smoking weed and going to parties and shit, but at the same time, you know, when I'm coming out of high school, you going into the Super Nintendo era, you going into the analog sticks on controllers and shit. Like, that's what was important to me. You know what I'm saying? The Super Nintendo bringing in the real 3D era of games. I know the PlayStation brought 3D gaming in, because trust me, I had a PlayStation 2, but I mean, a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. I had a lot of PlayStations, except for PlayStation 5. But my point being, the shit was important to a nigga. The shit is still important to me. I still keep up with this shit. Like, I still even beat myself up for not even like dedicating a certain amount of hours to this shit. That's how much a part of me like nerd culture was. So to see people say, well, after you get ran through, after a lot of niggas, I ain't gonna say niggas like myself, because I always went with the ladies who like me. I didn't have that issue that the ladies don't talk to me and all that. If these bitches ain't gonna talk to you, these bitches will. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing, right? Like, I didn't have that issue being the nurse. I was always been able to bend myself. But for the guys that did, the guys that were super awkward, or the guys that get on here like, man, now that I have a lot of money, all of a sudden my wife want to put titties on the back of my neck. You know what I'm saying? She wanna allow me to do back shots once every 3 months, right? I feel blessed, right? That, that guy right there. But then at the same time, she gonna get online and make videos talking about how this nigga's whack, and how the niggas that wore Adidas flip flops and dirty socks was blowing her back out. That's crazy work for some people to see. You know what I mean? Like, it's a character flaw, because even if that is the case, right? You keep that in a small circle. You keep that between you and your girlfriends, or you know what I'm saying? You keep that offline. But getting online saying, man, I miss the days of getting my back blown out by do dirty is crazy work, especially if your guy has nerded it up to the point where he's a fucking pediatrician. Come on now, like, come on. The man was studying. He wasn't collecting figures and stuff. This man was actually in school hitting the fucking books, being a super nerd, like getting his money up, getting his future up. Then here you come, D.L. Hughley's daughter. She even said in one of her videos, what did she say? She said, what did she say? Her daddy said, her daddy told her some bullshit. I'm just gonna put it like that. Her whole family is a what up? Welcome in, Petway boy. I'm sorry, I be reading y'all names like I can't read, bro. Like, sometimes I be reading these comments because it's different people writing, so you kind of gotta adjust the cadence of reading. What's your favorite modern day console game? My favorite modern day console game, or game in general, is Elden Ring. That's the only game in, like, I would say the last 10 years that has impressed me across the board, where I was like, oh, okay, they getting the fuck off. And every time I turned on the game, there was something new without the game charging me something extra, right? Every time I turned on Elden Ring, I was discovering something fucking 100, 200 hours in. I really enjoyed that experience without them charging. This is even before the DLC came out. And the DLC was a whole package within itself. Really enjoyed that. It was one of my favorite games ever, actually. Oh, you thinking of going vegan to lose weight? Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you something about. I kind of want to talk about my diet too. The do rag is just to hide the Franken top. I want to talk about like a little bit about my diet and like how boring it can be. Like even tonight. Like tonight I'm gonna have rice and fucking and broccoli. That shit's boring, bro. Like that shit. Like my girl's gonna come over later and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop at Panda Express. What do you want me to get?" Rice, I guess rice and greens. That's it. That's the problem with it, right? And me personally, I don't like any artificial meat, all that fake plant-based meat shit that they be making. I don't care how good they say it tastes. That shit don't taste like meat to me. I don't fuck with that. So, and I only have certain cravings for meat at this point. I don't have a lot of cravings like for like meat dishes, but it does make for a boring thing. And when you want to lose weight, one of the best ways to lose weight, I'm just gonna be honest with you, is to eat protein. Like, is to get your protein. My diet consists of a lot of fucking carbs. I eat a lot of pasta. I eat a lot of rice. I eat a lot of vegetables. Like obviously, that's like what I eat the most. But it's still like in order to fill my pizza, like bread and shit, like that shit. You know, I mean, if you're really active, I'm active. I'm all over the fucking place. So it, you know, I'm able to burn some extra calories from eating that shit. But I don't necessarily think that just because you're a vegetarian or vegan that you will lose weight, because it's all about how many calories you burning versus how many calories you putting in. You can put in a shit ton of healthy calories, like, but if you're not burning them calories off, it's still you just putting in extra energy that you're not expending at no point, right? Like, and a lot of people think that, oh, just because a person is like a vegetarian or vegan that they're healthy, and that's not necessarily true. I have a lot of fucking fucked up habits as far as like, and I've talked about it on here a lot, sugar and all that other bullshit. When you cut out one thing, you compensate for it in the other way, right? So one of the ways I'm getting into it, like one of the ways like that I love to get in shape is like back in the day was to like, you know, eat a lot of fucking protein. I eat a lot of protein, get out there, do my runs, do my weightlifting, all that shit, and you build muscle fast, right? And in building muscle, you're able to burn fat a lot quicker. So especially like this midsection shit here, right? That shit goes away a lot faster because you then bulked up. You eating all this fucking protein and shit and being active. You're gonna fucking slim down. You just are, right? Depending on your metabolism. I don't know your metabolism. But the issue when you cut out like meat completely is that now, you got to substitute it with all this other nonsense in order to just stay satiated. And like, even for me, like I'm obviously getting older, but that's another thing. As you stop eating meat, you start losing like fat and shit in your face, and your shit starts looking like real. Look at that shit, like real sucked in and shit. Like you just, I don't know, like you look, I don't know, I look different to me, you know, without eating meat. It changes your aesthetic more than just in a positive way. You want to know if my girl is black? I appreciate that though. I appreciate that. Do I have any DBZ figures? I do. Where is he at? I have one Goku figure, but I don't be knowing there's a few other figures I've been wanting to get, but I've never been able to catch them on sale. Most of the toys I buy, unless it's something that's like super rare, I get on sale. Like I can't afford to buy a lot. That's why I have so many Masters of the Universe toys. Most of these motherfuckers, I paid, no more than fucking $10 for. Like either at Ross or on Big Bad Toys, they'll be having like these ridiculous sales as far as these little creatures here. I like them, but when it comes to like stuff like this, I will I'll fucking risk a couple meals to pick up something like that. I do that all the time. It's not healthy, but it is what it is. I'll be happy when I do it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like I don't obviously, like me not eating meat, if y'all don't know, I'm not doing it for like more spiritual reasons than anything. But if it wasn't for if it wasn't for my promise to God, I would eat meat. I definitely would eat meat, especially right now that I'm trying to get in shape and all that. But I simply can't do it. Yeah, stick to the protein, man. Definitely stick to the protein. No problem. Thank you. How do you say that? Erong? Thank you, man. Thank you, Hillary. You said you feel healthier, like as a vegan. Like, are you vegan or like are you vegetarian? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like the more you cut out, because here's the thing: when you don't eat meat, you are taking nutrients that your body naturally needs out of your thing. And a lot of my protein is either plant based or the fact that my biggest snack. This is all I eat throughout the week. Like I eat these. Like I just snack on fucking cashews throughout the week, which also has a lot of cholesterol. Probably ain't the best for your heart, but I'm active. It is what it is. I try. You said eat the meat, eat the meat. I don't know. I can't. It'll sound real crazy. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all a superstition. I'm gonna tell y'all some superstition shit. Some real superstitious shit I got. Okay, real superstitious shit. The first time I became a vegetarian, I think it was in 2019, and the very reason I became a vegetarian was for the reason I just told y'all. It was because of my promise to God, right? I know it sounds crazy to people, but some people have conversations with God at some point for whatever reason. And God is listening. The universe, God, reality, however you want to put it, okay? And in this instance, before anything, God told me, if you eat meat again after I made this promise, the world was gonna come to an end. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's schizo shit, right? That's crazy. Now take in mind, this is what, the end of 2018, 2019. I had just got with my ex, like we had just got together we hadn't even been together that long. And so I had went to Burger King. I've told the story many times. They had this 10 nuggets for $1 type shit. Got all these nuggets. We had this bag of nuggets. We sitting there at the kickback. I'm banging out nuggets, and it's more nuggets than anything. It's more nuggets than reality at this point, right? And at some point, my brain goes to, like this vision I have of. I'm not gonna go into that because usually YouTube gets me for that. But it goes into this whole vision of like the meat not being what they say the meat is, because it's like, where the fuck are all these chickens? Like I don't see nowhere where these fucking chickens are, and I'm just banging chickens out. And I'm a very poor man at this point, okay? I shouldn't be able to live this decadent life consuming this much flesh unless there's a catch to it. This is everything that's going on in my mind. So I couldn't do it. So I said, okay, that's when I had this conversation with God. And I said, look, God, like, I promise, like, I won't eat meat or all this other stuff. But the response was that if I did eat meat, I know it sounds crazy, that the world would end. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Fast forward a couple years, I'm like, I start, I'm losing the fat in my face and all the extra shit. And I look like I look now. And my vanity gets the best of me. Oh, no, I got to eat some meat. And I don't like this. Da-da-da. So I eat some meat, right? And you know what happens a fucking couple months later? COVID, right? Now I know COVID wasn't technically the end of the world, right? But it seems like if you really look at it, that it's the first thread on a whole lot of threads that have been pulled on since then, right? So, like I say, in my superstitious mind, right, all of this reality that I live in, I know we all share this reality, but I can only perceive reality from this perspective. The reality is bent because of my vanity and because of my need to consume whatever type of flesh that I know in my heart ain't really the flesh that they say is the flesh. And that conversation that I had with God and that promise that I initially made to God was a real fucking thing, right? Or reality, however you want to fucking put it, right? I really in my heart believe that I am part of the reason that the world is fucking doomed. I do, right? And so me not eating meat, right, isn't a way to like necessarily put the genie back in the bottle. And I know this is, like I say, schizo shit. I have nothing to do with COVID. I have nothing to do with the end of the world. I have nothing to do with any of this stuff. I know that. Like, consciously, trust me, I know that. Spiritually, that's something that's something completely different. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just fucking being honest with you. And it's not just that. That's a part of it, right? That's a part of it. It's also my children. It's a lot of biblical stuff that has happened in my life. I'm just saying, in my life. The world affects me in my life and all of that stuff because of my unwillingness to obey God. Especially when God has spoken to me directly. And people say, well, if God speaks to you directly, I would just listen. It's not that easy. You know, sometimes God or the universe tells people to get off drugs. They don't do it. Sometimes God tells people that they need to go here and then they go there. Like, you have free will, right? And I have free will. I have free will in this universe. We all do, right? It's crazy, you know. you get what I'm saying, Hillary, right? I'm not trying to be like crazy. I don't know. Intermittent fasting is also good for y'all. If you don't want to cut out meat, that's also a great fucking way of losing weight. Fucking set a time for yourself. Oh my God, I'm glad I read that comment. Set a time for yourself, okay? Like, let's say, for instance, after 10 o'clock. You don't eat after 10 o'clock all the way up until, let's say, 12 o'clock the next day. Let your body digest the shit that you've already put in it. Some people have never allowed their body to digest the fucking food. They go from one meal, because obviously we've been conditioned on the food pyramid, right? They say, oh, we have to eat all these different squares a day, and we have to put this much grain and bullshit in our bodies and bullshit, right? Man, you don't have to eat 3 meals a day. That's crazy. Like, but they condition you to do that. Your body never has the opportunity to fucking digest a lot of the bullshit that you put in it. Intermittent fasting helps with that. It helps your body have the fucking time for you to actually feel those hunger pains for at least a little bit and digest your food. Intermittent fasting has worked a lot for me, especially if you eat meat, especially if you eat like heavier meats and stuff, and you need to get that shit through your body. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, D the Great? I'm just sitting here talking shit. But I kind of also wanted to talk about that war. I think our government, y'all, is lying to us. And I hope YouTube don't flag me for talking about this, but I have to talk about this. And it's bothering my spirit more than anything. Okay, I sit here, I can have the fun, I can make the videos about the bullshit I see on TikTok, because it's fun, right? That's like, okay, look at the stupid bitch talking this crazy shit. That don't affect me in the least, right? But it does affect some of the people that watch some of my content. So I do like to make those videos, and plus I have fun making some of the making fun of that shit. But when it comes to this shit, when it comes to like world events like this, it bothers me, right? And I'm not gonna get into the whole God is dead thing, because I saw that comment, right? And I'm not insulted by it, because there's a part of me that feels the same, right? When I say I talk to God, when I say I talk to the universe, there's a lot of things there. I don't look at God as a person, but we're not gonna get into that today. This war that's going on, at least, okay, I'm gonna tell you the difference between this time and the last time we went to war. The last time we went to war, a lot of the journalists at least reported on what was going on, okay? What we're seeing right now is a media blackout that is keeping us here in the United States in the dark. And like, the president has slipped up, right, a couple times. There's a couple things that already make me know that the government's lying. The first thing being, they said they take out their leadership in Iran, right? which also means that they said they took out the army. They said they took out their navy. They said they took out all of the leadership over there, right? This is what they said. This is from their mouth, that they're pretty much limping over there. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, we'll take y'all word for that. But why, if they're limping, is the Strait of Hormuz closed? Why are y'all sending more troops over there? That contradicts the fact that they're on their last leg. Now look at Venezuela. When they went over to Venezuela, that was done, right? We didn't have to send extra troops and all this extra shit over there because it was a done deal. When you talk about this and you sit up there and say you took out their leadership, that doesn't make necessarily sense to me when there's always another head of a snake, especially of a nation that is that well put together, okay? So I already know they're lying about that right off the rip. You're sending all those fucking soldiers over there and y'all telling us that y'all are winding the war down. This is only going to be a week's excursion. It's a lie. It's a lie. At least when the ramp up to Iraq and Afghanistan was happening, it was a ramp up, right? They let us know, oh yeah, we about to ramp this shit up. Yeah, shock and all, we ramping it up. Then they kept having these things. If you guys are young, they kept having these things called these surges, where they would activate more units, so they would send more soldiers out there. This happened all throughout the early 2000s, and I think all the way up until like the early 2010s, where they kept having these different surges of sending soldiers into Iraq and Afghanistan to stabilize things or to get things in order in these different places, right? But in that time, we were being told a lot of what was going on. We were being, oh, they went into Fallujah, they went into this, they went into that. We weren't obviously being told the fucking reasons, but we were being at least told we didn't lost this many soldiers. We were being shown the soldiers coming back, injured and shit. Like we were being shown certain things even in the beginning of that war, as opposed to like right now, you're not seeing anything. They're saying, oh yeah, we're winning, but at the same time, I'm seeing fucking reports of ships being on fire like the Gerald Ford, but y'all are telling me that this ship is out of commission for a few weeks because of a fucking bathroom fire. That makes no sense to me. It's not logical for a warship to be completely out of commission because of no, not a bathroom fire, a laundry fire. And then I see the fucking damage from the so-called laundry fire. It wasn't no fucking laundry fire. That shit got hit by something. You have all this electrical equipment, all this fucking. They're fixing it, okay? I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But Trump lets it slip up. I don't know if they had got a couple drinks in him the other night. He up there on the podium. He starts talking about the drone attack on the goddamn ship and how, oh, they hit us from 17 different directions and we didn't see it coming and all this other stuff. So, okay, that's not what we're being told in the media. Like, that's not what we're being told. We're not being told that our warships are being hit from 17 fucking different directions by anybody. That's not what we're being told. And then I'm hearing that one of our supply carriers has been sunk. Like, this is like recently, like within the last few hours. Like, and I'm seeing fucking and it's fucking with me. What's fucking with me, y'all, is that I don't know what's real. Because of AI. I don't know if this ship is what I'm looking at real, but I'm seeing reports from not just Middle Eastern countries. I'm seeing reports. I got Lynn all in my shit. I'm seeing reports that we getting fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. I appreciate that, Simi. Let me see. I'm reading you Moo Mooses. They got no choice but to follow the government rule. I know I'm not blaming soldiers, man. I'll never blame, especially our soldiers, for following. I ain't gonna say I can't blame the individual for following certain orders, because there's certain orders you just don't follow. But I can't blame the soldier for going where he's told to go. I would never sit up there and say, "Oh yeah, why did you go over there?" That is, what a lot of people signed up for, right? Like, to at least do their job, not necessarily to get blown up, not necessarily to get maimed. I don't care what they tell you, but it is to do their job. And some people's job is to be a rifleman. Some people's job is to be an infantryman. But what they will tell you when you get in there, that everybody is a rifleman. Everybody is a war fighter. And I would never, trust me, I'm not blaming the soldiers. I'm blaming the fucking puppet Epstein class who's sending them over there in the fucking first place, right? Because just like I said, just a few weeks ago, we wasn't in this quagmire. The quagmire being that the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the fucking price of oil is up to fucking 120 a barrel. It's estimated to go up to damn near $200 a barrel, which is going to send gas prices through the roof, which is also going to send prices of goods and services through the fucking roof in an already fucking fragile economy, as if we need that. But what they're going to do, as they always do, is use that fragile economy as a means to not just get enlistment up, but to indoctrinate young people into another type of ideology of fucking American exceptionalism. Why the fuck are we over there? There's no reason that we need to be over there, and our people need to be getting over there, getting hit with drone strikes. If you guys, and I've said this time and time again, if you guys are not sensitive, I'm sensitive. I'm not gonna hold you. I am. There's only so much I can see. I'm pretty sensitive. But if you're not too sensitive, I'm not too sensitive, but I have some sensibilities about me. And you can go and watch those drone videos from Ukraine, from the Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's what a lot of our Marines and our Army personnel is about to go through over there. And I don't want that for them. Y'all got to take in mind that in the early 2000s, during Operation Iraqi Freedom, during Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Shock and Awe, one of the things about modern warfare that we wasn't accustomed to, and I say we being the United States and our allies, was IEDs and improvised explosive devices being set on the side of the road and stuff like that, right? Reason not because our soldiers don't know that motherfuckers are going to set up mines and fucking bombs for them. They're not stupid. Is that the fucking stupid ass government and military sends them in there unequipped with the ability to fucking take on the shrapnel that comes along with a fucking IED. They went in there with Humvees without enough armor. They went in there with MRAPs that wasn't racking, bro. They didn't have no fucking armor to protect them from all kind of shit. And the government had already estimated that there would be improvised explosives in there, but they didn't give two shits about sending our soldiers in there to get fucked up by those IEDs. So month after month after month, we have to watch on TV. Oh, IED went off and blew up a fucking pack of soldiers. IED went off, IED went off, IED went off. So you can only imagine the fucking nightmare it had to be in one of those goddamn convoys over there dealing with that shit, right? That's roadside bombs. That's going past something. Now, fast forward 20 years later. 20 years later, you have drone warfare. Go watch those videos. Drones chasing niggas down and motherfuckers getting blown up because now the IED is fucking mobile. It's chasing you. And in some of these in some of these battlefields, you'll think that you can use use like a jammer to take out the drones. Oh no, they've already accounted for that type of shit by connecting a fucking fiber optic wire to the end of the drones. I kid you not. This is modern warfare, real modern fucking advanced warfare now. They connect these fiber optic wires to these fucking cheap drones that have bombs on them, right? And they fly through over the battlefield and they make these like spider webs of fiber optics over the fucking city. And the reason that they use the fiber optics is so that the drones can bypass the scrambling technology that would like interfere with the freaking, the components and shit that navigate it. And so they crash and shit. But no, they connect fiber optic wire. And you're like, how long is the wire? Miles long, bro. Spools upon spools upon spools of fucking battlefields covered in fiber optic wire. A goddamn cybernetic fucking nightmare. And you're being chased by drones the whole time. Buzzing, right? They have whole roads full, like covered in netting. Like they have like, you know how you have like the what do you call it? Fucking light pole. So you have like the light pole, but connected at the tops are like nets so that the fucking drones get caught up in the nets. A fucking nightmare. A nightmare. And they send in our soldiers into that type of new age combat with no preparation. No goddamn preparation. We have we trained for that? Are we equipped to deal with that shit? Are we equipped to fucking deal with their their fucking fiber optic goddamn drone things, if they can get past our radar systems and shit. That's the other thing. Our Achilles heel as an empire. Never saw it. Never saw it because, like I say, I'm not that fucking smart. But these men, these generals, and these fucking analysts, they should be that smart. They get paid the big bucks, right? I'm not that smart. The one thing I never saw, the one chink in a fucking empire's armor I never fucking saw was the cost. The cost in order to be an empire. Take in mind, a radar system costs billions of dollars to fucking get up, operate, da 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 da, right? Oh, we got this fucking $1 billion fucking radar system that can, detect ICBMs from fucking before they even shoot the shit, da da da. But if they know what a fucking thing is and they send a $200 drone to blow up your $1 billion fucking infrastructure, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a $1 billion infrastructure, doesn't it? Because they can just I ain't gonna say outspend, but they can out drone you because your shit is super expensive. Our Predator drones and shit, billions of dollars in money just to keep that shit in the sky, but they spend fucking $500 on a Walmart drone connected to a fiber optic cable to go blow up some of the most expensive and most sophisticated equipment on a goddamn planet. And Achilles heel, you can't keep up with that type of stuff. You have to find a way to counteract the cost of fighting drones without all this fucking $1 trillion apparatus that they can just fucking poke holes in whenever they want to, because that is the fucking problem. God damn it, bro. They sending them into a fucking trap. I'm sorry, I don't know how I did that shit. No, turn that shit off. Why are we bright now? I hate this shit. There we go. God damn, bro. Jesus. I just don't want young people going over there dying. You know what I mean? What up, young Jay? What up? I don't want people going over there dealing with that. They're going to come back maimed. They're going to come back fucked up. They're going to come back. If they come back. If y'all see some of the terrain that they're talking about, that they want some of these men to take, like mountainous, like y'all, like Iran ain't even like desert like that. It's more mountainous than anything. So you gonna have them fucking, our front lines is the mountains now. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Like, what are we even doing over there? And people say, well, we're gonna have to blame Trump for this. I don't think it, honestly, y'all, with the way reality works, it don't matter who was in office because he didn't decide. He's not the one that's making these decisions. This was gonna happen regardless. This little excursion into Iran has been in the making since they started talking about the Arab Spring after 9/11 way back in 2022. Way back then, they were online. I mean, not online because online wasn't like it is now, but they were on TV talking about the Arab Spring. We need to make sure that these Arab countries are in line so that we never get attacked again, and da 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 da. And their idea of the Arab Spring, at least what they were initially trying to sell to the people, was that. And the Arab Spring involved, well, I think 7 or 8 different Arab countries that they were going to purposely destabilize in order to bring into and bring to heel, so to speak, so that we being the United States, we don't have no stake in it, let's be honest, and the country that shall not be named can just, dictate how the oil is run over there. Because at the end of the day, if people are not buying oil with our money, our country's just going to fall apart. It is what it is. And so they said, we're going to destabilize these countries. And the last country on that list, way before Donald Trump even decided to run for president, was Iran. This has been since fucking I was a young adult. They've been talking about going into Iran. It's just that no other fucking body has done it. They just haven't done it. But at this point, we're late in the game. And there are people in the puppet class ear. I'm talking about the puppet class being people like Netanyahu. There are old clerics and mystics in his ear asking him. I've seen it on camera, asking him, when are we going? I don't know the name of the Armageddon or the fucking event that's supposed to bring upon this goddamn demon or whoever the fuck. But they need to get this ball rolling because motherfuckers ain't got that much time left. Some of these niggas are old as shit. They are. And they need to see Armageddon happen. And part of that is to fucking provoke Armageddon. Is to provoke. They're literally scared that the nukes are about to be used. I'm not playing here, y'all. This is where we at. This is why I'm like, yo, this is the serious shit. Like, we could talk about the economy, we could talk about bitches, we could talk about nerds, we could talk about all this shit. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're gonna make it to see GTA. I think GTA gonna come out and gonna be like, yeah, but we got other shit going on. Like, I honestly feel like that at this point. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. The whole point at this, for some people, including myself for a couple years, the reason I was even trying to stay alive was to see that game. It is what it is. That's where we at. And some people, I'm praying that I'm just being hyperbolic, and that GTA gonna come out and we gonna still be having these same conversations next year. You know what I mean? Like highway canopies, that's what they're called. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope you say 2027. You think they're gonna push that shit back to 2020? Yeah, I hope. If you talking about GTA, I hope they don't push that shit back to 2027. At that point, it's just like. What are we doing? Come on now, like, let's get this shit out. Let's go. Let's get this shit out, right? You said, I know, I'm right there. I'm there for Better Dead Island 3. Somebody said that they really didn't like Dead Island 2. They said they said it was good. They said it just wasn't what they thought it would have been. But it still looks fun to me. And I see it on sale all the time for like $5. You know what I mean? I enjoyed the Xbox 360 Dead Island. I did too. I also played a lot of fucking what was it? Oh no, it wasn't Dead Island I was playing back then. What was it? Left 4 Dead. We played Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2. Played the fuck out of it over my homie's house. Played the hell out of that shit. But yeah, I don't know why they. I know why. I know exactly why they fucking starting this war. But just the fact that it's the same fucking story that they're selling. And one of the things that's irritating me the most, especially about the government's mouthpieces they get online, is it's like, we made it very clear. The president made it very clear. They always saying that phrase, that we made it very clear. No, y'all didn't make it clear. Y'all are not even answering the fucking questions that they're asking y'all. So that's not clear at all. Like, that's what do you call that? Repetition, like that brainwashing shit. It's just like, if you keep saying, oh, we made it clear, people will believe it. It really is starting to get ridiculous. Let's look at this shit real quick. That shit's starting to get crazy. Cause I didn't expect Hasbro to get off on some of the Marvel toys. I didn't expect that to grow. And then every time I went into Target, shit was happening. It's even some shit back here. I think my Goku one is stored under the bed. 'Cause I have stuff stored under the bed. I got a few G.I. Joe figures. Just a few of them. The vehicles are way too fucking expensive for me. So I ain't got no G.I. Joe vehicles. But most of the toys I have are Masters of the Universe toys. I'm doing all right. What's up, Japanator? Or Japaninator? Once again, I apologize for saying the names. And then we got some more here. I hope the light stays on. Oh, I got another light here. That'll help me out a little bit. My girl got me that little Wonder Woman a couple weeks ago. So I've been bitching about the fact that ain't just a regular Wonder Woman in her outfit. That's the closest one I have, and she's like the super classic Wonder Woman. That's another one. See, she be supporting my habit. That Batman is fucking hard body. Yeah, fucking couple Supermen over here. We doing it. Yeah, that collection is getting up there. Got Black Lightning right there, leading the pack. Spy. Like one of my favorite superheroes ever. I have a few Transformers, but me and my girl always look at the Transformers when we go in there, but I'm never as impressed as I want to be. And plus, they be so fucking expensive. Like these have been collected over years. The few I do have, but yeah, mostly just like Masters of the Universe stuff. But then I have like all of this shit. Wait, over here, she bought me all of these. So she got me the She got me the movie Batman. She got me the Catwoman. And she got me this penguin. This penguin. And that penguin. I don't know if she liked the penguin for some reason. I'm lacking some Joker over here. I'm lacking some Joker. All right. My favorite Robin, Damian Wayne. All right. A few Superman. But yeah, the collection has grown a little bit over time. Let me see if I can put this thing. If y'all shaking a little, I'm sorry. This fucking, I hate this. They think this shit is so innovative. This tripod, like where you have to like, you're supposed to like throw it on the ground and it's supposed to open, but it never opens. There we go. All right, there we go. I know you got the Silver Surfer. I love that. That man, when I was the Silver Surfer, I was hoping I can find him, bro. When they even show him, I wanna. He's the one I'm kind of like debating. Should I open? If I get another one, I'll open him. But I kind of want to open them and pose them up and put them up here with some of my other. I have some other Marvel figures up here. I didn't show those on my desk, like that Hulk and stuff. You know, the Skeleton King boss is my level of is. Wait, hold on. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what we at. Let me go back up there. Show your artwork. I'll show my artwork in the next live. I'll do that. I'll show a lot of my artwork. I'll even show y'all some of the stuff I'm working on the computer because I know it feels like I'm not doing it. The thing about it is I become like kind of a perfectionist, and then sometimes like I come across like feature creep, or I start editing myself midway through, and I can't do that. You know, as you learn stuff, sometimes you go, as you're doing a big project, one of the things that happens, and I know this now, that this happens to a lot of directors that do movies and stuff, you will see something that you worked on before that's already done, that's already out of production, but you kind of want to go back and fix it. And then you go back and fix that thing, right? You fix that one thing, and then it kind of cascades until you start fixing some other stuff. And like one of the things that I've run into recently is that, especially with nuclear pudding, the first part of it, I learned how to do something way better than I knew how to do when I first started the scene. So I've gone back and like started to redo the scene, right? But in doing it, it's not as cohesive with the rest of you get what I'm saying? So now I have to go and kind of like match everything up, and it's a nightmare. But I also have a lot of sketches and stuff too. I still draw, so I'll show that stuff too. That'll be next one. Thank you, Black Bravo. I appreciate that, Seth. Do bed sits come with bills included? No. The all of the bills here are included, like lights. If you live in a place where there's a gas unit, the gas. I don't have gas, water. Everything is included here. When you move into a place like this, the only thing that's not included is everything else. You have a refrigerator, a stove, sink. There's some places that are bigger than others. This is my third suite that I've lived in Vegas. I've lived in two other suites in Vegas. The first one I lived in was a budget suites off the host row. It was a nicer room than this, a much nicer room than this, and it also had a bedroom, but it was a little bit more expensive than I'm paying than I would even pay now. It's still expensive. Then I ended up moving into the hood on the way east side of town, and on Boulder Highway, and I lived over there for a couple years. And that place was shaped the same as the first one I lived in, but it was in the fucking hood. And when I first moved over there, the niggas that lived next to me in the room next to me was selling dope, and we didn't have no lights in the back. So where my room was, it was in the back, like it was dark. You went back there, it was like the cut, right? But upstairs, like, so I was on the third floor, and the niggas next to me, they sold dope. It's just that's what they did, right? And they didn't bother me. I didn't bother them. I went to work. It was what it was. But every night, the only issue I would have was that people would mistake my room for theirs. So I would always hear Like I would just hear this all throughout the night. I'd be like, next door, next door. They're like all night. That shit would. At first, it freaked me out when I first because like it was like one of my first times kind of living alone and all that. So it was like, what the fuck, right? But I realized that ain't nobody worried about me. One day I was coming home from work. This is when I worked at Walmart on the east side. I'm coming home from work. I just see niggas in body armor hanging off the side of a fucking armored vehicle. Like it just they just leaving, right? I'm like, what the fuck? I go upstairs I go where my apartment is. It's cops all over the fucking place and glass everywhere. They had to throw a fucking flashbang grenade into the fucking apartment next to me, busted out the windows and took them niggas out. And I was like, oh, okay. And then from that point, the cops came through I think like a week later they came through and did like a survey and it was like, oh, are you willing to do a survey, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, and so I did the survey with them and it was like, what do you think would help make this place safer? I said a camera. Like I said, look how fucking dark it is at back here. Like anybody can get robbed back here. Like this is, and then the way that they had it, like, so I guess they used to have it so that you can drive through there, but I guess there was too much drug traffic. So they closed the gate back there and locked it. So it's like a death trap. I'm like, it's like a death trap back here. There's no lights. It's just niggas back here selling dope. It's crazy. Like anything can happen back here. It's like, oh, okay, da, da, da. Like, no shit. Like I said, even if y'all put a fake camera, right? Like nobody's gonna know. Like everybody thinks the shit is real. Like, so it deters. It's supposed to be a deterrent. Not saying it's gonna stop crime, but it's a deterrent. So what is it about? So after that, they did the survey. I would say about a week later, they put like all these floodlights back there and just lit the whole fucking area up. So it was different from that point. Let me see. Just want a whole tangent about this fucking. You should put out your own comic book. I was gonna. You like drawing moo. I do digital too. I have 3DS. I can draw on that, but I'll get a little tablet. I do a lot of. It's hard for me to draw digitally. Like I can trace over my my hand drawings, but just draw it digitally on the pad or with the mouse is difficult for me. But I do have this that I use like when I have to do like let's say I have to do like handwriting. I use like this little, just like a real basic drawing pad, and I'll use that to like do certain things. Or if I have to do design logos, I like to do it like that. But it just putting like this one it's okay. I just don't like the way it slides on here. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to like the paper, and I know that there's a couple of tablets that they have out that feel like paper, and those are expensive, so I ain't got that. But just like when you've been drawing on fucking paper your whole life, and then all of a sudden you have to draw digitally, it's hard. It's hard for me. It's still hard for me. It's hard for me sometimes to match up what I'm doing like here and on the screen, where like I'm used to like I look how retarded. I'm used to like being in the fucking in the page and just drawing and stuff. You know what I mean? You in ATL? Oh man, I've only been to ATL one time. That was the only time I ever been to a big city where it was mostly black people, and I couldn't believe the way it felt. I had never been to a city where I was like I had never been to a city, and I grew up in Gary. Okay, Gary is obviously, when I grew up in Gary, it was mostly black people, but it's a small town, right? So it's different. Whereas you go to like a city, and it's just like everybody's black, was like, I couldn't believe that. Like, I still can't believe that. I couldn't believe that. That was the only time I've been to ATL. That's my biggest memory from ATL. What do you think about the new Marvel movies this year? Oh my God. So I keep watching that Spider-Man trailer because I'm a nerd and I like it, and I think it looks cool. Like, as far as like all the characters being in there, I just hope that there's a cohesive story, right? Like sometimes when there's a lot of characters in one movie, they don't focus on the plot necessarily. But I also heard a lot of negative things about. There's a couple things I heard about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm getting to the point about the movies this year. And everybody was saying that movie was dumb, it was whack, they did like Wanda got dead wrong, da da da. Wanda's they girl and all this. And when I watched that movie, it's a couple things I found wrong with everything that they were saying. For one, the movie was okay, like it made sense. I don't see how it didn't make any sense. Like it was easy to ascertain what was going on. Number two, Wanda was a fucking villain in that movie. Are y'all okay? I was like, who's saying that she's a hero? Like, at no point in that movie in Multiverse of Madness was Wanda Maximoff a superhero. She was literally the antagonist. Like, I'm like, are people retarded? Like, that was my feeling from watching that. All right, fast forward to now, okay? Because people were saying, oh, that movie's incoherent and it has characters all over the place. It really didn't. The plot was pretty through. It was easy to get. Fast forward to now, okay? With Doomsday. It's two things I'm mad at with this fucking movie. For one, I wish it just came out in the summer. Put the shit out in the summer, because all of the AI edits, I'm tired of seeing that shit. I'm tired of seeing AI edits of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom doing this, or a thumbnail of fucking Thor fighting fucking King Thanos, and just all this speculation shit that's just driving me up the fucking wall when it comes to this fucking movie. Like, put the fucking movie out. But with all of the characters in the movie, I don't know if Doomsday is going to be the build-up movie, but there hasn't been a build-up. You feel me? Like, the build-up to Infinity War was the Infinity Stones, right? Obviously, MacGuffins and all these different fucking movies. But the fact that behind the scenes, you had this, like, cosmic menace collecting these stones, and by the time it came to the Infinity War, it was too late. But there was a build-up to that, right? There was literally a build-up to it. So even, like, the very first scene of Infinity War was after fucking Thor Ragnarok. It was like it just took place right after that. It literally just kind of picked up where it was a build-up. Fucking A. Like, when the movie starts and you see Thor's defeated and you see, like, you kind of know what's going on. Going into this new movie, I've watched most of the Marvel projects leading up to Doctor Doom and all this. I have a few problems though, bro. The Doctor Doom glaze is just too much. I know Doctor Doom is a menace. I do. But the glaze, bro, the glaze. Doctor Doom ain't never been until I would say, obviously he's always been a major Marvel villain, okay? But I'm talking about zeitgeist wise, as far as I think about the Fantastic Four movies from the fucking 2000s. Nobody was glazing Doctor Doom before those movies came out. Nobody was like, oh man, I can't wait to see Nobody gave a fuck about Doctor Doom, right? So, like, all of a sudden, Doctor Doom being like this super mastermind behind everything that's, puppeteering the multiverse. And I know he has those abilities. I know he's a mystic, sorcerer, technology, so-and-so. But he's not omnipotent, right? Like, the build up to this nigga is so fucking, it's too much. The fact that, like, there are other entities in a Marvel universe that you could technically build up to that level to where like the threat is, come on. Doctor Doom is a bigger menace than Galactus. Like, y'all had a Galactus movie where fucking, and I thought Galactus in the new movie was okay, and then you had Sue Storm push this nigga through a portal. How many times are y'all gonna fucking defeat Galactus with a portal? Because that's the only thing the writer could think of. It's like, how do you kill a cosmic god? You gotta throw him through a portal. Like, but Doctor Doom is the real threat at the end of the movie, because look, he's talking to Franklin. Oh, I wonder what he's telling him. And then you got Thor praying to Thor praying to Odin. You got Thor praying to Odin to fight Doctor Doom. Word? Okay, all right, I'll buy it. I'm hyped. Y'all got to sell me on Doctor Doom, especially as with Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. After y'all and already had me watch Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr. for 15 to 20 years as fucking Iron Man, I gotta turn my fucking brain off and be like, all right, y'all gonna give me some reason as to why he's also Doctor Doom. Okay, I can buy it. I can suspend belief. I have an imagination. I do. But I'm sick of the goddamn fan edits. It's driving me up the fucking wall. Yeah, Doom's power is just like y'all, the Doom glaze, the like all of that shit, bro. Like, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Oh, y'all talking that shit over here. It was. It those movies went so hard, bro. I couldn't believe what was happening. I couldn't even believe Thanos put hands on Hulk like that. The only thing I don't like about that now is that from the moment that Thanos put hands on Hulk, Hulk's been a whole bitch. You haven't seen Hulk since. You haven't seen Hulk in anything. Hulk hasn't been in a project. We're not even gonna talk about Endgame, him being what he wasn't in Game. We're not gonna talk about She-Hulk. We're not talking about that. There ain't nothing to talk. We ain't got nothing to talk about. And whatever the fuck that was, his son and showed up at the end of that show. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't like none of that. And now Doctor Doom is coming, and everybody's like, "Oh, Doctor Doom is the biggest threat, and it's going to be so fucking hyped." And the X-Men are coming, and it's just like, like one of those things where you was growing up, and everybody be like, I'm gonna get this for Christmas. I'm gonna get this for Christmas, and then at some you have like this sinking feeling in your feelings, like, yeah, you ain't gonna get all that. Like, it ain't gonna, because it ain't nothing ever been that hype. And the last thing that was that hype was probably Infinity War, right? Because you just didn't expect the good guys to win. I am looking forward to it. I'm not gonna be a party pooper. I am looking forward to um uh Doomsday or whatever, right? I think it'd be like a morale booster that along with I'm more so looking forward to the Wolverine game than I am even that movie. But the Wolverine game, GTA, Doomsday, the Spider-Man movie, the Masters of the Universe movie, all that shit I am looking forward to. I'm not gonna act like I'm not. I'm not gonna be a fucking like most nerds are and act like I hate everything. But I do have my critiques, obviously, like we all do, as far as like these things. But I'm not gonna act like I hate like a lot of this stuff. A lot of the stuff I do like. I couldn't be a critic because I more so like more stuff than I hate. And more it seems like more critics are able to separate like their love for something. Like I can overlook too much. Like that's how I'm simple minded when it comes to taking in media. Like sometimes I don't see the critique in something until somebody else points it out. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a plot hole, for instance. Sometimes I don't see a plot hole in something until I'll watch a review after I watch the movie and the reviewer pointed out, like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that. Like I just take a lot of content in for what it is, right? So if you want it, if you present it to me as this, I'll take it as this, even if it's some bullshit in between. But obviously I have a connection to some of these characters, so my critiques and my opinions about them are thus, because I just don't get the hype for Doctor Doom. I just don't. I think people just doing too much. Like y'all making. Where can I get that shirt you had on with the man eating the building? I'm gonna redo my store soon, and I'll probably put that design up on my store, because I see that I have like a lot of like my little store things down there, and it's a lot of my older designs. I love Simulation Slurs and DEF CON. Damn, y'all talking that shit in here, bro. But yeah, y'all. So what time is it? Oh shit, it's 8:35. My girl will be coming through soon. I actually have I actually have to buy a new watch because I've been wearing the same. I don't buy no expensive fucking what do you call it? Watches. What do they call smart watches? I get like the real cheap shit off of, TikTok. But the one that I've had has lasted me for the last 2.5 years. I've been wearing that watch forever, but now it's just the band on it is fucked up, and I'm tired of the faces. The faces just be changing, and when I'm on my scooter, I be trying to look at the fucking time so I can see if I can make the bus, and the faces be on some shit I can't see. So I was like, I need a new watch. So I got a new watch coming. I don't know why I told y'all that, but I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad y'all were here listening to me ramble about everything. What is this 8K channel, right? I think so. Thank everyone. Oh, hey, what's up? Gina T. I didn't even recognize your thing. I didn't recognize your let me see. Is this Gina? Is this Gina? Because if it's Gina, is this Gina? If it's Gina, I'm gonna make you a mod. Okay, all right, okay, all right. I'm gonna make you a mod then. There you go. There we go. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. But thank y'all for being in here. I am gonna go live more this week. And I'm not bullshit. I know I was. I'm gonna go live more this week, and I didn't. No, I'm gonna look over this live and see if it was stuttery and all that shit, and adjust accordingly. That way, it's a lot better. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.